So have you ever wondered if faith and reason can, really walk hand in hand? Can philosophy and spirituality actually complement each other? Or does one always sort of overshadow the other? Today we're diving deep into a truly monumental work, the Summa Theologica by St. Thomas Aquinas. It's a piece that, honestly, for centuries has shaped how people think about God,
Yeah.
about morality,
Yeah.
about the meaning of life itself. Just a masterpiece.
It really is. And what's so striking, I think, is that this isn't some, modern self-help guide. It was written way back in the 13th century, a time of huge intellectual energy. And Aquinas, well, he offered this really new way of looking at things. He wasn't just listing ideas. He was building this enormous, carefully reasoned system, really designed to show that faith and reason, they're not enemies at all. They're partners, companions on the way to truth. He kind of invites us to slow down, doesn't he, to really think deeply, which feels, well, pretty different from today's world.
That's absolutely the core of why it still resonates, isn't it? The way he structures it. He puts a question out there, then he gives you all the arguments against his view.
The objections.
Exactly. And only then does he lay out his own incredibly reasoned answers. He pulls you right into the debate. It's like he's saying, okay, let's put everything on the table, every angle, then we conclude. It's just, wow. Such intellectual honesty. But maybe, could you give us a concrete example? Something that really shows his method in action.
Sure, yeah. A great example is his famous 5 ways. These aren't just like statements of faith. They're actual logical arguments he builds for God's existence. Let's take the first way, the argument for motion. Aquinas looks around and says, okay, everything in the world is moving, changing. Pretty obvious, right?
Stuff moves.
But, he points out, nothing moves itself. It always gets moved by something else. And that chain of movers, well, it can't just go back forever and ever, infinitely. Because if it did, how did anything start moving in the first place?
Okay, I see where this is going.
Exactly. So he reasons there must be a first mover, something that starts all the motion but isn't itself moved by anything prior, an unmoved mover. And for Aquinas, that rational journey points straight to God. It shows how reason itself can lead you towards these, well, profound theological ideas.
Okay, so reason can lead us to these huge truths, like God's existence, potentially. How does Aquinas then connect that back to us? How do we live? How does he bridge that gap from big theology to just living a good life day to day?
Oh, he absolutely makes that connection. It's central to his work. He doesn't just stop at God's nature. He delves deep into human nature, the soul, and, the importance of virtues. But he makes this really key distinction. There are what he calls cardinal virtues. Things like prudence, justice, fortitude, temperance, stuff you can actually cultivate through practice, through habit, like building moral muscle, you could say.
Okay, things we can work on.
Right. But then there are the theological virtues, faith, hope, and charity, or love. And these, he argues, aren't just earned through effort. They're gifts infused by divine grace. Understanding that difference is really key to his whole ethical picture, how our effort and divine help work together. It's like a roadmap for finding purpose.
And he keeps pushing, right, on what real happiness actually is. He argues it's not about the fleeting things, wealth, pleasure, power.
None of that lasts.
It's about something deeper, this alignment with divine purpose, as you said.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's saying we're built for more than just the material world. Our deepest satisfaction comes from aiming higher.
Precisely. That's such a good way to put it. His work is just this powerful call not to separate our intellect from our spirit. Use both. Seek understanding with your mind and your heart. For Aquinas, living fully, living a truly good life, means engaging your whole self, your reason to understand, and your faith to give it direction and inspiration.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway from Aquinas for us living now? I think it's that powerful balance he strikes. He really shows that the mind and the soul, they're not fighting each other. They make each other stronger. Think about it, right? Faith without reason. Well, it can feel a bit blind, maybe a bit flimsy, but reason without faith, that can feel kind of empty, can't it? Like, what's the ultimate point? Together, though, they build this really solid foundation for living with clarity, with purpose, with real lasting meaning.
Yeah, and that leads to a really interesting point for you listening right now. Look, the Summa. It's not beach reading. It takes patience, real engagement, but it's incredibly rewarding. If you're someone who's searching for meaning, maybe questioning some of life's big answers, or even if you're just fascinated by how deep thinking can shed light on being human, Aquinas' wisdom, it challenges you, it inspires you. It really can open your mind to truths that just last.
So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. What deeper truths, what unifying insights might be waiting for you when your own heart and mind really start working together on life's big questions?